So, bonnet off. Bit more WD on the throttle flaps. They were a little bit stuck before, but there's movement in them now. So no more water's got in there, but that's all good. We've got a new battery. We've got a pipe for the fuel pump to the fuel filter. So we're gonna crack on and see if we can get some life out of this thing today. Lovely to hear it rock. Well, nice to be able to open the doors. We couldn't do that last week. So battery on first, and we'll go from there. Right, we've connected the battery. Moment of truth. Oh, we're going to see the door pop open. No. Right, blip the alarm. Oh. Hey, we're in. Oh, wow. Let's listen for the fuel pump. Go for it. Check the immobiliser, Mike. Push the key again. Oh, your thingy's flashing, the immobiliser key thing. Have you got that fob?
There you go.
You're on, right. Wow. But you've got no fuel pump.
No.
I can't hear it. Go on. Whoa.
Turned over.
Alright, so
keep an eye on the flight.
Moment of truth. Well, we're going to quickly fire it just to see what happens here. Right, gotcha. Fires clockwise. Right. I'm happy with that. So we're in. It cranks. I think time to take the spark plugs out. Oh, throttles are opening. Yeah, all open. Number 6, yeah, all got movement now.
Really loose.
Yeah, I think the cable's got tight. Right, let's carry on. So we've taken the leads out. This one was a little bit wet, number 1. I'm not sure on the firing order, but starting this in, I'm calling it 1. So we're going to whip the plugs out. There's a tiny bit of water there. That we'll get a hoover on that, get that out. And when we turn it over for the first time to get some oil pressure, we'll do it with the spark plugs out so there's no resistance. Keep firing it till we get oil pressure, and then we'll fix the fuel hose and put some fuel in and see how we end up from there. But at the moment we're just trying to get this top piece off. These nuts are pretty seized on, so we're struggling, but we're going to persevere. We're off, finally. They just needed some more WD-40, so pull the last 2 off, mark them first obviously. So I'll put a 5, and then I'll leave that 6 blank. So 1 hoover, 4, get an add on it. 1 loose. So look at this condition. It's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bit wet, but the minute we fire it over, that will all disperse. So I'm going to put them just in order for a minute. So 1 down. That's the only wet one. That was wet.
That was the one that had water in it.
Stay up. That's actually. Get your blowtorch on that. We'll get your blowtorch on the end. Burn anything off that's shocking. It's quite loose. It's hard to tell. Oh, there you go. No, it wasn't loose. It was just it wasn't sat.
don't want to snag that cable.
Yeah, no, that's cool. If worst comes to worst with the cable, what we can do is take this pin out, disconnect the cable completely, and then the problem is they don't start very well without any fuel, without any throttle. Yeah, so we've just sprayed some more WD in and we've got some movement, so these now will move and they're all open. Give it a crank over and let's see what happens. Keep it going. Keep it going until the oil light goes off. Right, alternator's a bit seized. And we'll take that belt off in a sec. We've established that the alternator belt, well, the alternator itself isn't rotating and the alternator belt's old, so we're just going to cut through it. Mike's got blood already. That's what you want on a Friday afternoon. Dana. Right, one less thing. So I have just started blow torching the spark plug. Been doing it. It's just putting them in the end of the spark plug hole and then just heating them up like this until they look clean. So it's not very focused. And then putting them back in the bores. I can't really hold the blowtorch because I'm running out of hands, but that's how we're doing it. All plugs back in, all leads back in. Alternator, although we've cut the belt now, it is freed up, so it spins nice and freely. The belt looked like it was going to shear off anyway, so that's me convincing myself. Right, Mike's fitted the fuel line whilst I was chatting, so we got a nice new fuel line off the bottom of the fuel tank, and then we just got to feed this through to the fuel pump to see whether or not we can get it running. Not long to go now till we can crank it and see what happens. So we're putting fuel in. We're going to look below for any drippage. Mike's a plumber by trade, by the way, so you'd hope that he wouldn't make it leak. Go on then, crank it. Right. Right, fuel's going to come through. Keep going. Fuel's got to make its way up. Throttle, what we call them, throttle butterflies are now all moving freer. They need a bit more penetrating fluid to sink in, but they were seized solid when we first pulled the cover off. They now move, so that's one achievement. Yeah, we've hit a bit of a stump. The fuel pump seems to be knackered. We've checked with this little gizmo. We're definitely getting spark. So we took the fuel line off the back of the fuel rail and there's no fuel coming through. I've hit the fuel pump with a hammer.
There you go. Look at that.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Do it again. Hey. The only negative on that was the throttle cable was snapped. So that's on the, well, we're going to see if we can get hold of one unless it's extortionate money. Because we don't mean to sound tight, but we don't know if it's going to run yet, so we don't want to throw loads of money at it and find out it doesn't. So fuel pump ordered for next week. We've got fuel in it, all the spark plugs are cleared. I put a little bit of fuel in the down the trumpets, and you could hear it starting to cough a little bit. So yeah, we're quite optimistic that it's going to start, but we're going to replumb the radiator and get some coolant in it, just so if it does start we can keep it running to try and clear itself out. But yeah, stay tuned. Episode 3 should have it running. To make it easier when the new one comes, we're gonna lube up the banjo end. Oh, you can't see from there, sorry. Lube up the banjo end, start letting that penetrate, get the nut at the back so we can get this off. But yeah, there's no fuel coming out of the fuel rail, which is really annoying. So back to the drawing board, more bits ordered, and go from there. might be worth ordering a fuel filter at the same time, but then we could just be opening the door to more problems. Bear in mind, all we want to do is hear it start up. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for the next episode, hopefully in the 3rd episode. Bearing in mind we've probably only spent 4 hours on it so far, so if you were to base it on a day, we've got another 3 hours before we're a day in. But a lot of the instruments work inside, we're getting oil pressure, it turns over so it's not seized, all the plugs are cleaned. We put a little bit of fuel down the bore and that seemed to cough a little bit, so I've got faith that it might fire up, but we'll have to wait and see next weekend.